Hi, this is Peggy Clary of Clary Law Offices, one of our estate planning attorneys, and today's video blog is about what can Jeremy Renner, remember him from the Avengers, teach you about how to be more effective in your estate planning, how to dispose of assets when someone has passed away you love, and what to do when your estate has become contested. Now you might wonder if my Avenger character here has a law degree. I don't think he does, but he was the victim of a terrible accident, you may remember, where a kind of a ski type of equipment fell on him. He was trying to save his nephew. He broke 8 ribs, shoulder, eye socket, and was in the ICU. He's now in recovery, thankfully, but he provided a quote about returning to his life after this terrible accident, and I thought it gave invaluable tips on how to help your own estate planning and issues that come with death of a loved one. So his quote was really insightful, and I'm going to tell it in 2 parts because it's so good we don't want to give away all at the beginning. But his first quote was, "No fat in my life anymore. I don't have time for that." I thought what a powerful statement for him to come to that conclusion through this tragedy. And where that's helpful to us is if you are doing a will or thinking about what do I want to have happen after I die, to not get lost in all the trappings and to think about no fat. I want this to be lean and exactly what I want. And there's a huge trend in our industry right now in estate planning to sell you these big trusts in a binder, or you need this or you need that. And frankly, you don't. You need to approach the planning when you're sitting with your attorney of what do I want to happen? And if you leave that conference and you can't figure that out, so you can't clearly articulate that, then you have too much fat. So we want to be lean in our estate planning, and we really don't want to have time for anything else. So take Mr. Renner's same quote, now apply that to when someone dies. And one of the biggest areas that I see an excessive amount of legal fees comes when there's arguments among heirs or family members of who gets what, how this happens. I don't like her. I really think he's done this wrong. So step away from that and think about, how do I make this lean? Because when you move into our court system to settle disputes, it becomes a place of just horrific expense and time. Our court docket's very full. Pleadings cost significant funds to draft, and maybe approach it from, I don't have time for that. I want my life to be lean. And that third piece leads me, quote leads me to the third piece involving litigation. One of the most common things I hear from clients when we are litigating matters is, this isn't fair. This isn't right. Mom wouldn't have wanted this. My brother's always gotten this amount, and I don't think this is the way it should be. So I want to return back to Jeremy Renner because his advice is really good. I don't have fat in my life anymore. I don't have time for that. So helping yourself to move forward in a way that's efficient and smooth and a transition is very, very vital. Most of my clients tell me in our probate and trust litigation department, it was one of the most stressful things they've ever been through, fighting with other heirs. So not only have you lost someone you loved, but you don't have time to grieve because you're spending so much time in our court system, and it's a pretty ugly way, and you can't heal and move on. So Jeremy Renner left us with one final Chinese fortune cookie advice that I thought was really good. If you're in the part of distributing tangible property from mom, or going through the things in the house when they die, or worse yet, fights have ensued and now you're in probate and trust litigation, he gave a very powerful quote at the end. And he said, which I thought was really great, perseverance and strength, it's all a mental game. I put it in my back pocket now. So most people, when they come to estate plan with me, think about, oh, I went online and I read about ladybird deeds, or I want this, I want a trust. I would ask you to come into any estate planning conference with several tools. First is no fat, keep it lean. And second, perseverance and strength, put it in your back pocket, because you're going to be talking about topics or handling topics that require great effort and thought, so you make the best decision in a time of great grief for many of us. Thanks again. If we can help you at Clary Law Office to plan, check out our website, www.clarylaw.com. And also we have a lot of other videos like this that hopefully are helpful when you're working on your own planning.